In the world of AI and technology taking over the world, we tend to miss people centricity and values attached to it. On Let's Talk People, we are talking culture, diversity, community building, and so much more. So join us and let's get talking. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to another episode of Let's Talk People with LJH. So, for today, we have another startup enthusiastic, a community builder, and woman empower. Let's welcome Hira Tariq. Hi Hira, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you so much for asking. So, how's your day going?
It's been hectic.
It's been hectic.
It's
but
a
you're still
weekday.
able to
Yeah.
make it right here.
Yeah, I was pretty late though.
So Hira, why don't you tell me about the journey that you started off as a community builder?
Uh-huh.
And we have a lot to hear from you.
Sure. First of all, thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. No
It's
worries.
great being here. So I started off back in 2017 when I started my software engineering degree from University of Karachi, and from there I realized that there's a lot to experience out there, and I had like a lot of energy and curiosity, and I wanted to explore a lot more than just within the four walls that I was studying in. So I started off as a volunteer in NUST, as in an event that they were having. It was a TED event, right? And I started off from there. I volunteered there. I really enjoyed helping the team, working with the team. It was a huge event. It was a big team. It was an amazing experience.
Right.
And then वहाँ से journey start हुई, and then I didn't really stop. I just I took up every opportunity that came in my way, and mostly it was volunteering opportunities because मुझे awareness हुई इस बात की कि I'm enjoying this journey, even if it's volunteering, I'm just open to experiences, meeting new people, and I'm learning a lot. Sorry?
That kind of become your gig, right?
Yeah, exactly. So that's what happened. And from there, I worked with different communities and societies of different universities and with my own university as well.
Right.
So I worked with IEEE, TEDx, then WordCamp, and then I joined Google Developers Group back in 2019.
Right.
So I'm working with them currently as well. So yeah, that's where I began with my journey of community building. And so even though start इसका इस तरह का था कि sometimes I didn't know what's going on. Sometimes it was just I was just going because it was it was fun. But slowly and gradually I realized that I'm learning a lot, as in skills के तौर पे, people skills and marketing. I learned design on the way. I learned content writing. There was a lot that I learned and grew as a person as well while being involved in such communities. And then I started realizing that this is something that I also want to pursue. And I was working recently with NIC Karachi as well as a community assistant manager community. So I was handling a community with my team of 224 startups. They were like incubated there when I left. So I think it's been fun. It's been a roller coaster ride. So far, so good. Yeah.
Wonderful. So the career that you already began, and then you started off, and then you didn't take a stop.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, you didn't take a stop. So what were the breakthroughs that you had in your career? And what exactly, if you can tell the audience that what exactly is community building? What do you do? More about it.
Sure. Okay, so my breakthrough was in 2019, I'd say, because I met one of the best people who changed, there are a few people who change your life around.
They do.
Right?
For
So I met one of those people. Okay, so my breakthrough in my career was when I joined Google Developers Group, and that was also because of a few people that were in that community back then. So one of them was Eric Bhatti, and one of them was Hussain. I still look up to them and still So they helped me in different ways. So one of them introduced me to new people, new opportunities. They both of them actually showed me different ways to look at things, you know. And so I think that's one of the best things that somebody can do
They can do
for you, right? And so it like helped me a lot, you know. And then from there, it motivated me to help more people as well on a bigger platform. And so from there, when I joined, I was a member. And then, you know, learning from Eric and other people of my community, other members of my community, I didn't stop. I just kept going because I was so motivated to, you know, help other people, you know, get out of their, if they're facing any issues, and how can they, you know, learn tech and grow in their career, and help each other as well while they're doing that.
Right,
So yeah.
right. It completely makes sense, like really inspirational, that's all. That you keep on going, that's one part, and the other part is that you're just there for help enough, and then the
Yeah.
help comes in to your part
Yeah,
as well.
you're taking other people with you. That's very important because आप wherever you go, आप कहीं भी अकेले नहीं पहुंचते किसी वजह से. आप कभी भी अकेले नहीं पहुंचते, you know.
अकेले नहीं पहुंच सकते.
It's not like कि आपने ये किया है तो आप यहाँ गए. It's a lot of people who are supporting you. Sometimes it's your family, sometimes it's your friends, and then your mentors. So all of them collectively help you and support you. That is why you're somewhere in wherever you're in your career or your life. Yeah.
Right. That completely makes sense. I can totally relate to it.
Yeah.
Moving on. So when it comes to Hira, when it comes to the community building and taking people with you, so it's mainly community that you're supporting, right? So why is it so important, and what is the engagement structure that you go through? What are the links that you up with, and what are the structure that you follow up ke logo ko pata chale ki haan, this is something happening, and then they follow up you to the path?
Right. So I think why is it important? First, I'll answer that, and then we can come to the structural part. So it's important because I think हम जितना आगे बढ़े हैं, we need people and human connection. No matter what we do, we need connection. And for businesses and for startups, why is it important? Because community is your direct community, is your direct customer, right?
Right.
So your users are your community at the end of the day. So if you're not taking care of your community or users, then what are you taking care of? Right. So it's
That's
very
the simplicity
important.
of the point.
Exactly. So it's very important that you're aware what your community or users need, and it's basically a very essential part of your growth, of the overall growth of the business. So yeah.
So coming back to the point that people jahan involved ho jate hain.
Yeah.
So is people really even in the tech industry, is people really the centricity for it?
Yes. I believe so, because even if it's in tech or other industries as well, I think people is the core of each business, right? Even if we talk about an employee of the business or a company or somebody who's a user, right? It is people at the end of the day.
People at the end of the day.
Right? And if you're not taking care of the people inside your company or the users, then it'll get harder for you to, you know. So let's say, if I'll give you an example.
Yeah, please.
So if you're launching a product, right, and you need feedback on how it is, and even if it's useful or not, right? आपका MVP किस काम का है, अगर आप feedback नहीं ले रहे तो. So if you want that, and let's say company A has a community and company B does not, who do you think will get that feedback faster? Right? So company A would win if they're competition, right? If they're in competition, so company A would win, right? Because they'll get the feedback faster. They launch MVP2 faster. So it's actually speed, right?
Speed that helps people to get into it. Like people helps you to speed up the process, and it adds catalyst to a cause, right?
Yeah,
definitely it makes sense, because if not the people, then who?
Exactly.
right? If not the skill sets, like a company ka idea hai aapke paas, you go up and you have an idea, then you
Yeah.
launch it off, then you need resources, then you need your assets. That's actually
Exactly.
not the money or the capital investing. That's
True.
the human capital as well that you
Yeah.
invest into, and that's why the community adds up to it.
Exactly.
So true, so true. Well said, Hira. So जब हम बात कर रहे हैं कल्चर की, द डाइवर्सिटी दैट हैज़ बीन चेंज फ्रॉम पीपल सेंट्रिसिटी, फ्रॉम ऑथेंटिसिटी दैट वी हैड इन कॉर्पोरेट वन, एंड इट ऑल्सो हैव बीन रिवॉल्व. एक अब 9 to 5 कर रहे होते हैं, अब 9 to 5 का भी स्ट्रक्चर चेंज हो गया है, अराउंडिंग शिफ्ट्स आ गई हैं. देन यू हैव स्टार्टअप कल्चर विच इज़ वेरी एक्साइटिंग एट द सेम टाइम, वेरी हेक्टिक, एंड it's very learnful at the same time.
Yeah.
Right? So for any out there, for any startup, for any business out there, when you talk about people strategy, हम जब बात करें people strategy की, it's more about कि लोगों को कैसे अलाइन करना है एक ऑब्जेक्टिविटी से, लोगों को कैसे अलाइन करना है अपने विजन से, लोगों को कैसे यूटिलाइज करना है कि आपके पास अगर 2 बंदा भी है तो आप उस 2 बंदे को भी अच्छे से यूटिलाइज करो कि वो इम्पैक्ट ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लेके आए.
Yeah.
Right, and also depend on their skill set. और अगर skill set नहीं भी है, so you can build upon it. Like आप एक associate level पे बंदे को hire करो, right? And then you can maybe build him up to a mid level. Mid level
sure.
पे करो, उसको associate level पे ले आओ. Hierarchy chains off. और अभी तो there are weird structures out there.
Yeah, for sure.
Weird structure, like there will be a grievance manager होगा, right? Title doesn't matter, I think, right? I think I'm title doesn't matter out there. More often skill set has been evolved, structures has been involved altogether.
I've seen companies also hiring people on the basis of their skill. Like उनके पास position वो होती नहीं है, but they make a position
make
for
it up
you
for them.
because you're too good to, they're
Too good to be true.
too good to be true, too good to let go. So
Of course,
people do that as well.
It happens.
Yeah.
So when it comes to the people strategic wala part, so Hira, why don't you tell me how about the winning code that you have been working with startup, right? And I see
Yeah.
you were working with
Yeah.
200 plus startups at the Prime.
Yeah.
Right, so what is the winning code that you have noticed for them that involves community building and people centricity at the same time?
So I think it's very important to me. It's important if I had a startup, I would definitely build a community from the start only, because it's just not like you're not like investing in something जिसका आपको return ना मिले. So you're basically just creating a platform. What is community? You're creating a platform where like-minded individuals come and talk together, come connect, learn together. You provide them with resources, and then it grows from there. So it's basically an indirect way to build brand awareness. And for a startup, building that awareness is very important, right? Because आपको अभी you just dived into the market, आपको भी कोई नहीं जानता, right?
कोई नहीं जानता.
And how would you actually help people know you, right? Marketing is a great way, but not just not. I think advertisement is not enough. If you're hiring somebody who's going out there on your company's behalf and talking to your direct customers, your direct users, that is very important, especially for startups, I believe so.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're saying that out there, when you're marketing, advertisement is just not enough for your startup.
Yeah.
Can you, in your journey with NIC, can you identify some of the startups that actually go into that way and it really help them?
One of them, if I remember, is YPay, because their target audience was students,
right?
And they would basically they were spreading awareness on mutual funds, right? And so they would go to different universities and have multiple sessions of awareness, and they'll go to their direct. So basically, they're going on the ground level, finding those customers, giving them the application, asking them to download, and then they're also engaging them, providing them a platform to open up, talk about the app, also taking feedback as well. So I see that's very important.
Right.
And more startups should be doing something on that sort. Yeah.
Definitely, because at the end of the day, your
Yeah.
customer centricity is very important. The feedback that
Exactly.
you're bringing in
Exactly.
after the communication is very important.
Yeah.
So, what role, if you talk about startups, so there's a diversity of the resources that's coming in, right?
Yeah.
There are people in tech both diversified as women and men, right?
Ji.
So, what is the scope of women in upcoming, women in tech, is upcoming to build up upon?
I think there are a million opportunities out there, honestly, because as of 2022, it's just 26.7%, if I'm not wrong, women hold the technical jobs, and it's just that that little percentage. So there are so many jobs and so many opportunities out there. I think one of the problem जो मुझे लगता है जो कि we're also like अपनी community के through we're trying to help women as well, is that they don't really know how to apply
Right.
or how to get opportunities.
Right.
They don't so sometimes, let's say if a student is graduating from an engineering university, they don't really know कि कितनी domains हैं within software engineering
Right.
और वो क्या pursue कर सकते हैं.
बिल्कुल.
Right? So the lack of awareness is one thing, and then lack of visibility.
Visibility,
उनको
yes,
खुद उनकी अपनी visibility.
Right.
So they don't post as much on LinkedIn or Twitter. People don't know who they are as well. So building your brand is important as well as an individual. So most students are unaware of that, especially women. I've noticed that, and I think there is no lack of resources.
Right.
In real, because there's a lot of content on the internet, on YouTube, and it's actually for free, but a lot of girls don't know about it because there are very few communities who are telling them कि अच्छा ये भी हो सकता है वो भी हो सकता है and stuff. So I think it's there's a lot of scope, but we just need to connect the dots. So अगर companies कर रही हैं ये communities कर रही हैं, we all, I think we're all doing it together, and I see a bright future, hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah, women in
inshallah.
tech. Because I see out there wonderful women,
Yeah.
very capable, very indulging.
Yeah.
All they looking forward ke, कैसे apply करें, how do we do that,
Exactly.
what are the opportunities
Exactly.
out
Lack
there?
of awareness. That's the thing. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, are we seeing upcoming doing anything like
Yeah.
is government anything doing about it? Because
Yeah.
I've seen one of the Web 3.0 that they launch about
Yeah.
awareness of the youth and programming of that. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Do you think that there could be more about women? Like, women does not need empowerment. That's one. They
Okay.
need to be aware. They need to be given opportunities out there. This is that you can do.
I think some of them. So I'll give you an example here.
Please.
So I learned this in my university life, that the more open you are to experiences, the more you learn, right? So one of my friend was an IBA, and that guy had an opinion and the perception that women are empowered. They don't need any more empowerment.
Right.
Because 90% of the women he met at IBA were empowered.
Right. Empowered.
Right? Because they belong from that background and specific background. So whereas where I was studying, 90% of the girls were belonging from households who did not, give them the authority to take their own decisions or give them the liberty to choose.
Oh, that's another kind of empowerment.
Exactly, right? So 90% of the people, the girls I met were like this. And so then I realized that it's very important for everybody to get out there and be open to more experiences and exposure,
Right.
so that your perceptions change and evolve with time as well. So I wouldn't say most of the girls are empowered in Pakistan. A lot of them are not, right? And a lot of them are as well. So it's on the ones who are empowered already to help others who are not, to pull them up the ladder and help them as much as we can, right? Because I think me and you have that liberty, are empowered, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
And we can do that.
We can do that.
Right? So some people are doing it on an individual level, some people are doing it on a community level, and some are doing it with their companies, with their the places that they're working in. So I know some of them, like Faiza Yusuf and Shamim Rajani, are doing great, wonderful job with Code Girls. We are
definitely.
Yeah, we are trying our bit as well with Women Techmakers, which is a program within GDG Kolachi.
Right. So the conclusion is that women needs to be empowered, but there's a line, like there are type of industries that we are tapping in, and there are type of people out there, right? So different type of women need different type of platform, different type of opportunities, and different type of empowerment at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Because as you said earlier, that 8 लोगों को help करना चल के 7 लोगों को लेके चलना पड़ता है, otherwise
Exactly,
you're not reaching anywhere.
बिल्कुल.
You keep circling in circle, otherwise you take people with you and you move into a direction, maybe you'll reach somewhere out there.
Yeah, you move faster when you're moving with people, because you are your skill set, your knowledge is limited.
Right.
But when you're working with a team, everybody is bringing their own ideas, their own skill set, their own views and opinions, and that is how you can grow. एक इंसान अगर एक काम करेगा तो वो एक ही चीज़ कर सकता है, but when you're scaling up, you need a team. Right?
Definitely.
So yeah.
That sounds really amazing. As I said, it's actually really fascinating that people suddenly like
It's everything.
it's everything. More or less it's everything.
Yeah.
Okay, coming to the segment of the time. We have done this and that. It's time for the rapid fire.
Awesome.
Perfect. Let's
Ready.
get started with it.
Okay.
I'm not going to be shooting at you, Hira. You can relax.
Okay.
Okay. So, how would you rate yourself in the job role that you already have?
I have, yeah.
Ting, reminder, it's a rapid fire.
I would rate myself a 4 because I just started off a week back, right? Before this job, I would rate myself in that job a 6. So a 6 or 7, yeah.
You're very critical about yourself.
I am.
Yeah, I can feel by the rating. Most people come in and say, I'm like, fear 9, fear 8. And you're like, no, 6, 4.
Yeah, I am.
They're very critical.
Definitely.
No, that's wonderful. What is your favorite? So what is your focus area to work, like the most favorite one that you have in the community building?
In the community building, okay. Social media marketing. It's I really
it's
like
a gig
doing.
for you.
Yeah.
Perfect. So who is your competition? Like we talking about Hira and the journey and how the community is building. Who is really the competition for Hira?
I think myself, my past self.
Your past self?
Yeah,
You've
for
been doing
sure.
great. I can see that.
Oh,
Congratulations.
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
So, if not Hira, then who is she?
Oh, that's a good one. I think I'm really happy with who I am, honestly. I love myself, thank you. But there are a few people who I look up to and, I really admire. So one of them is Jahara.
Oh,
And
all-time favorite. Jahan, I love you if you're listening to this.
Yeah, and one of them is Hazrat Khatija. So I really admire how she used to lead her business all by herself after her father. And I admire how she dressed and how she was. So I just want to be like her. So, let's see.
Great example. Both of them great examples.
Thank you.
One of the legendary.
Yeah, true.
I would like skip into the little one. How we can take example from Islam, how
Exactly.
the women and leaders, like we talk about leaders all the time, women and tech leaders, leadership at workplace. How about leadership at here? Like it was one of the dynamic personality that you had.
Exactly.
Well, what do you prefer if you have a choice? Is culture? Would you be going over culture or the compensation that you have after the job? Over the job that you have?
I would definitely choose culture.
Boys and girls, take notes, please. Oh, yeah. My favorite part. This is like one of my favorite part. I asked this to all of my guests.
Okay.
Would you hire me?
Okay. I would definitely hire you, for sure.
I was thinking of like some critique that,
Nahin, bata rahi hu. Let me complete. Okay, so I would definitely hire you. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking of a role that you'll do great in. I think it will be you do great in a sales role.
Do I? Am I a salesperson? Am I?
I don't know. I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Really?
I think you're also like what you're pursuing right now is also something that is very, it goes with your personality. So it's great. You're doing great.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so. I mean, nobody has actually sent me कि I'm a good, like I have received about being what. Now that think of it, I don't actually get compliments very often. but if I think of it, I've gotten I've gotten yes a lot, but nobody has ever said me a salesperson. Maybe you guys can tell me if I would be a really salesperson. Like I pitch well. If I'm the lead, I pitch well, but I don't know for how long. Anyways, thank you so much, Hira, for joining us at Let's Talk People with LJH. Guys, and thank you so much, guys, for listening. Hopefully, we'll see you in the next episode. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you for having me.
In the world of AI and technology taking over the world, we tend to miss people centricity and values attached to it. On Let's Talk People, we are talking culture, diversity, community building, and so much more. So join us and let's get talking.